Hello, dear English learner. Welcome back to another important and beneficial episode of our podcast, the podcast where we make English learning simple, effective, and fun. If you've ever struggled with speaking English smoothly, if you find yourself translating in your head before speaking, or if you feel nervous when trying to have a conversation, this episode is for you. Imagine this. You're in a conversation, and instead of thinking about grammar rules, instead of searching for words, the right sentences just come out of your mouth naturally. No hesitation, no stress, just smooth, confident English. Sounds amazing, right? Well, today, I'm going to show you how to train your brain to make this happen. I'm Jason, your host, and I'm here to help you become a confident English speaker. This podcast is part of our Code Your English channel, where we guide learners like you to speak English fluently, step by step. We believe that learning English should be a natural, enjoyable process, not something stressful or confusing. And guess what? You're not alone on this journey. We're building a community of English learners who help and support each other. And that's why your voice matters. If you ever feel stuck in your English learning journey, if you have any challenges or questions, let us know. We want to hear from you. What are your biggest struggles? What topics do you want us to cover? You can share your ideas, opinions, or any English learning problems, and we will do our best to create episodes that answer your questions with practical and academic advice. Because here at Code Your English, we don't just teach English, we solve problems, we give real solutions, and we make sure you stay motivated on your journey. And today, we are tackling one of the most important topics in English learning: how to train your brain to speak English automatically. Now, what does that mean? It means learning to speak without overthinking, without getting stuck, without hesitating. It means making English so natural that words flow easily, just like in your native language. And trust me, it's possible. In this episode, I will walk you through how your brain learns a language naturally, why traditional methods like memorizing grammar rules slow you down, practical techniques to train your brain for automatic speaking, a simple daily plan to improve fluency, even if you don't have a speaking partner, and how to overcome common challenges like fear, hesitation, and lack of vocabulary. By the end of this episode, you will have clear, actionable steps to transform your speaking skills. Whether you're learning English for work, travel, or daily life, this method will help you speak more confidently and fluently. So, are you ready to unlock your English fluency? Stay with me, and let's get started. Why speaking English automatically is important. Imagine this. You're in a conversation with an English speaker. You understand what they're saying, and you know the words you want to use, but something stops you. You pause. You hesitate. You try to translate from your native language to English in your mind, and by the time you finally say something, the moment has passed. The conversation has moved on. Sound familiar? This is one of the biggest challenges English learners face. You might know hundreds, even thousands, of English words. You might have studied grammar for years. But when it's time to speak, it feels like your brain freezes. You can't find the right words fast enough. You second-guess yourself. You worry about making mistakes. But what if I told you that you can change this? That you can train your brain to speak English automatically, just like you speak your native language? Let me give you a real-life example. Think about small children learning to speak their first language. They don't sit in a classroom memorizing vocabulary lists. They don't study complex grammar rules before speaking. Instead, they listen, repeat, and speak naturally. They hear words and phrases over and over again until they become automatic. They don't translate. They don't overthink. And that's why they become fluent in their language effortlessly. Now, let's compare this to an adult learning English. Most people follow a completely different method. They focus on grammar rules. They memorize lists of words. They do writing exercises. But when they try to speak, they struggle. Why? Because they haven't trained their brain to think and respond in English without translating. So, let's talk about why training your brain for automatic speaking is so important. 1. It helps you speak fluently without hesitation. Fluency doesn't mean speaking fast. It means speaking smoothly, naturally, and without long pauses. When your brain is trained for automatic speaking, words come out easily, and you don't have to stop and think about grammar or translations. For example, imagine you're in a cafe, and the waiter asks, "What would you like to drink?" If your brain is not trained for automatic speaking, you might think, first, translate the sentence into your native language. Then, think about what you want to say in English. Finally, try to form the sentence correctly before speaking. This process takes too long, and by the time you answer, you might feel nervous or pressured. But if you train your brain to think in English, your response will be instant. You will say, "I'd like a coffee, please," without hesitation. 2. It boosts your confidence. One of the biggest reasons people feel nervous when speaking English is the fear of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Mistakes are part of learning. The more you practice speaking automatically, the more confident you become. Think about driving a car. When you first learned to drive, you had to focus on everything: steering, braking, checking the mirrors. It was stressful. But after a few months, driving became natural. You don't even think about it anymore. Speaking English works the same way. At first, it feels difficult, but the more you practice, the more natural and automatic it becomes. 3. It helps you think directly in English. Have you ever noticed that when you think in your native language and then translate to English, the sentence sounds unnatural? That's because different languages have different structures. For example, in some languages, the sentence structure might be completely different from English. If you translate word by word, the sentence won't sound right. But when you train your brain to think directly in English, you stop translating and start speaking in a way that sounds natural. 4. It saves you time in conversations. Imagine you're at work, and your boss asks you a question in English. You don't have time to sit and think about grammar rules. You need to answer quickly. When you train your brain for automatic speaking, your responses come faster. You don't waste time thinking, translating, and worrying about mistakes. You just speak. A great example of this is customer service workers who deal with international customers. They don't have time to translate every sentence in their heads. They train their brains to think and respond in English instantly. 5. It makes learning English more enjoyable. Let's be honest, learning English with textbooks can be boring. But when you start training your brain to speak automatically, you enjoy the process more. You stop feeling frustrated, and you start feeling excited about speaking. Think about playing a sport. At first, it's difficult, and you make a lot of mistakes. But as you practice, you improve. You get better, and soon you start to enjoy the game. The same thing happens with English. Speaking English automatically is not about being perfect. It's about being comfortable, confident, and natural. It's about training your brain to respond in English without fear or hesitation. In the next section, we're going to dive deeper into how the brain learns a language naturally and why traditional methods don't always work. Plus, I'll give you some powerful techniques to help you start speaking English automatically. So stay with me, and let's continue this journey together. How the brain learns a language. Understanding the brain. The human brain is one of the most powerful machines in the world. It controls everything we do: thinking, feeling, remembering, and, most importantly, speaking. It has billions of neurons, or brain cells, that work together like a giant network. These neurons communicate with each other through electrical signals, helping us learn, understand, and respond to the world around us. Now, when it comes to learning, our brain is designed to recognize patterns. That's how we learn new skills, like riding a bike, playing an instrument, or speaking a language. The more we repeat something, the stronger the connections in our brain become. What is language? Language is a system of communication that helps us express thoughts, emotions, and ideas. Every language is made up of sounds, words, grammar, and meaning. But the most interesting part? Our brain is naturally built to learn languages. Think about it. Every child, no matter where they are born, learns to speak their native language fluently without studying grammar books or vocabulary lists. They hear the language, absorb it, and start speaking automatically. So, why is it difficult for adults to learn a new language? The answer lies in how we learn languages as children versus how we try to learn them as adults. How the brain learns a language? The brain learns languages in a natural process, the same way we learn other skills like swimming, cycling, or playing an instrument. Let's break it down step by step. 1. The brain learns through listening first. When babies are born, they don't start speaking immediately. For the first 12 to 18 months, they only listen. They hear their parents talking, they listen to sounds, and they observe how language is used in different situations. They don't study grammar. They don't memorize vocabulary. They just listen. A lot. Real-life example. Imagine a baby in an English-speaking home. The baby constantly hears phrases like, "Do you want some milk? Come here. It's bedtime." After months of hearing these phrases, the baby starts understanding them. Even before they can speak, they respond to these words. When their mother says, "Come here," Zrenia, the baby might crawl towards her. This is the first stage of language learning, listening and understanding. How does this apply to you? If you want to train your brain to speak English automatically, you need to listen to a lot of English first. The more you listen, the more your brain absorbs patterns, pronunciation, and common phrases. 2. The brain learns by repeating words and phrases. After listening for a long time, babies start repeating words they hear often. They don't say full sentences at first. They start with simple words like mama, dada, and bye-bye. Then they move to short phrases like want cookie, go park, more milk. These phrases might not be grammatically perfect, but that's okay. Their brain is learning through practice, and over time, their sentences improve. Real-life example. Think about when you learned to ride a bicycle. The first time, it felt difficult. You might have lost balance and fallen a few times, but after practicing for days and weeks, your brain adjusted, and suddenly, you could ride without even thinking about it. The same happens with language. If you repeat phrases enough times, your brain remembers them and produces them automatically when you need them. How does this apply to you? Instead of trying to learn individual words, focus on phrases. Repeat them out loud multiple times every day. Use them in real-life situations, even if you're just talking to yourself. 3. The brain learns through meaning, not grammar rules. Think about how you learned your first language. Did your parents sit down and explain subject-verb agreement or past perfect tense? No! You learned by hearing the language in context. When a child hears, "I want an apple," they don't analyze the sentence structure. They simply understand the meaning and start using the phrase. Real-life example. If someone says to you, "What's up?" Component placement. You don't stop and think, What is a question word? Is a verb. Up is a preposition. What do they mean? No. You just know that "what's up" means "how are you?" That's how the brain learns a language naturally, by associating phrases with real meanings instead of memorizing rules. How does this apply to you? Instead of memorizing grammar rules, learn phrases in context. Watch English movies or TV shows, and focus on how sentences are used in real conversations. Try to understand English in English. Don't always translate. How to train your brain to learn a language faster. Now that we understand how the brain learns a language, let's look at some practical ways to train your brain to think and speak in English automatically. 1. Surround yourself with English. The more English you hear, the faster your brain adapts. Listen to English podcasts like this one. Watch English TV shows with subtitles off. Change your phone and social media language to English. 2. Speak out loud every day. Even if you don't have a speaking partner, practice speaking. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing, e.g., "I'm making coffee. It smells good." Repeat phrases after native speakers. 3. Learn phrases, not just words. Instead of memorizing individual words, learn whole phrases. Instead of "hungry," learn "I'm really hungry. Let's grab some food." Instead of "travel," learn "I love traveling to new places." 4. Use active listening. When you listen to English, don't just hear the words. Engage with them. Repeat what you hear. Shadow native speakers. Repeat immediately after them. Try to guess what they will say next. 5. Don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes are normal. Every fluent English speaker once made mistakes too. Focus on communication, not perfection. Celebrate small progress. Every time you understand or say something new, you are improving. Your brain is built to learn languages, and if you train it the right way, speaking English automatically will become easy. Follow these steps, practice consistently, and soon English will start to feel natural, just like your first language. In the next section, we'll talk about practical techniques you can use every day to improve your English speaking skills and make it truly automatic. Stay tuned. Techniques to train your brain for automatic speaking. Now that we understand how the brain learns a language, let's focus on the practical techniques that will help you train your brain to think and speak in English automatically. These techniques are simple, effective, and easy to include in your daily routine. The key is consistency. The more you practice them, the faster your brain adapts to English as a natural language. 1. Listen and repeat. Shadowing technique. One of the fastest ways to train your brain to speak English automatically is by using the shadowing technique. This method involves listening to native speakers and repeating their words immediately, almost like an echo. How it works. Choose an English podcast, movie, or speech. Play a short sentence, pause, and try to repeat it exactly the same way. Focus on the intonation, pronunciation, and rhythm of the speaker. Keep practicing until you can match the speaker's style naturally. Why it works. This technique forces your brain to process English sounds quickly and respond in real time. Instead of translating words in your head, you train your mouth and brain to work together automatically, just like native speakers do. Example: imagine you are listening to an interview with a famous speaker. The interviewer asks, "What do you enjoy most about traveling?" The guest answers, "I love experiencing new cultures and meeting interesting people." Instead of just listening, you pause the audio and repeat, "I love experiencing new cultures and meeting interesting people." Over time, your brain will naturally pick up common phrases, sentence structures, and pronunciation patterns, making your speaking smoother and more automatic. 2. Think in English. Mental conversations. Many English learners struggle because they think in their native language first, then translate into English. This slows down their speaking ability. To speak automatically, you need to train your brain to think directly in English. How to do it? Describe what you see around you in English. Example: it's a beautiful morning. The sun is shining, and the birds are singing. Plan your day in English. Example: first, I'll have breakfast. Then, I'll go to work and finish my report. Have silent conversations with yourself in English. Example: imagine someone asks, "What do you do for fun?" Think of your answer. "I love reading books and watching documentaries." Why it works. When you practice thinking in English, your brain gets used to forming sentences without translating. Over time, your responses become quicker, more natural, and automatic. 3. Use the listen, imitate, and speak method. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is only listening without speaking. Listening is important, but speaking out loud is what truly helps your brain remember words and phrases. How to do it. Choose a short English conversation or speech. Listen carefully to how the words are pronounced. Imitate the speaker's tone and rhythm. Speak the sentences out loud, without reading them from a script. Example: you listen to a TV show where a character says, "Hey, how's it going?" Instead of just hearing it, repeat the sentence in the same tone and style. "Hey, how's it going?" By repeating phrases like this every day, your mouth muscles get used to speaking English, and over time, the words will come out automatically. 4. Learn common phrases, not just words. One of the reasons people struggle with automatic speaking is that they try to memorize individual words instead of full phrases. Native speakers don't think word by word. They use pre-learned phrases in conversations. How to do it? Instead of learning the word hungry, learn, "I'm starving. Let's grab something to eat." Instead of difficult, learn, "That was really challenging, but I did my best." Instead of happy, learn, "I'm feeling great today. The weather is amazing." Why it works. When you learn phrases, your brain stores them as a single unit, making it easier to recall them during conversations. This is why native speakers speak fluently. They are not creating new sentences every time. They are using ready-made sentences stored in their brain. 5. Speak every day, even if you're alone. Many learners think they need a speaking partner to practice English. While a partner is helpful, you can still improve even if you practice alone. Ways to practice. Speaking alone. Talk to yourself. Describe your day, your plans, or your thoughts. Read aloud. Pick an article or a book and read it out loud with expression. Record yourself. Speak for 1 minute about a topic and listen to your pronunciation. Use a speech-to-text app. Speak in English and see if the app understands you correctly. Why it works. Speaking activates different areas of the brain compared to just listening or reading. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes, just like learning to drive a car or ride a bike. 6. Use active listening. Passive listening, just hearing English without paying attention, is not enough. You need to engage with what you hear. How to do it. Listen to a sentence and repeat it immediately. Guess what the speaker will say next. Answer questions in your mind. Example. You're watching a movie and a character says, "I had a really tough day today." Before the next line, try to guess. Why was their day tough? What will they say next? By actively engaging with English, your brain becomes faster at processing language, making your speaking more automatic. 7. Reduce translation time. Many learners get stuck because they translate everything in their heads. This slows down their response time. The key is to train your brain to understand English in English. How to do it. Learn definitions in English instead of using your native language. Example. Instead of translating dog to your native language, understand it as a four-legged animal that barks. Practice English to English dictionaries. Watch content with English subtitles, not your native language. Why it works. The less you translate, the faster your brain processes English. Over time, your brain will skip the translation step and start thinking directly in English. Speaking English automatically is not about intelligence. It's about training your brain like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Try these techniques every day, and soon English will feel natural, just like your native language. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't be afraid to speak. And most importantly, enjoy the learning process. In the next section, we'll discuss how to stay consistent and make English learning a daily habit. Stay tuned. Daily practice plan for automatic speaking. To speak English automatically, you need to train your brain daily. Just like going to the gym to build muscle, your brain needs consistent exercise to improve fluency. Many learners struggle because they don't have a structured practice plan. They study randomly without a clear direction. That's why I've created this simple yet effective daily plan for you. If you follow it consistently, you will notice a huge improvement in your ability to speak English fluently and automatically. Morning routine. Start your day with English. Your morning is the best time to train your brain for English. The earlier you start thinking in English, the more your brain stays in English mode throughout the day. 1. Wake up and think in English. Before you even get out of bed, try to think in English. Describe how you feel. I feel refreshed today. I slept well. Plan your day. Today, I will go to work, have a meeting, and later, I'll watch a movie. This helps activate your English brain and prepares you for the rest of the day. 2. Listen to English. Instead of scrolling through social media, listen to something in English, a podcast, audiobook, or YouTube video. Choose a topic that interests you so you stay engaged. Try not to use subtitles. If it's too difficult, Use English subtitles. Focus on understanding the main idea instead of every word. 3. Speak out loud. Speaking first thing in the morning boosts your confidence for the rest of the day. Mirror talk. Stand in front of a mirror and talk about your plans for the day. Summarize what you listened to earlier. Practice common phrases. I'll have breakfast now. Then, I'll take a shower. Speaking out loud wakes up your mouth muscles and prepares you for natural English speaking. Midday practice. Keep your brain engaged in English. If you have a busy schedule, don't worry. You can integrate English into your day without extra time. 4. Think in English throughout the day. Whenever you have a free moment, while walking, eating, or waiting for something, think in English instead of your native language. Describe what you're doing. I'm making coffee. The water is boiling. I'll add some sugar. Imagine conversations. What if someone asks me about my job? How would I answer in English? Training your brain to think directly in English speeds up fluency. 5. Listen and shadow. During lunch break. During lunch or a break, listen to native speakers and repeat what they say. Watch a short video or listen to a podcast. Pause and repeat the sentences. Copy the speaker's tone, speed, and pronunciation. This method, called shadowing, helps your brain get used to English sounds, making speaking easier. 6. Small conversations. If possible. If you have an English-speaking colleague, friend, or online language partner, try having a short chat. Simple topics. How was your weekend? Or, what do you think of this news story? Use common expressions instead of worrying about grammar. If no partner is available, speak to yourself. Imagine both sides of a conversation. Even a few minutes of daily conversation improves fluency. Evening routine. Deep practice for automatic speaking. Evenings are great for deeper English practice. This is when you focus on improving your speaking ability in a structured way. 7th, storytelling practice. Storytelling helps you think in full sentences instead of single words. Choose a simple story, or use your daily experiences. Try to tell the story in your own words. Record yourself and listen to how you sound. Example, exercise. Pick a memory from your day. Today, I went to the supermarket. I bought some vegetables. The cashier was very friendly. Try expanding the story. I walked into the supermarket. It was very busy. I saw a big discount on fresh vegetables, so I bought some tomatoes and carrots. The cashier smiled and said, "Have a great day." The more you practice expressing yourself naturally, the better your speaking becomes. 8. Watch English content actively. Watching movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos is great, but passive watching won't help you speak automatically. Instead, make it active. Repeat sentences out loud. Mimic the characters' voices and expressions. Predict what happens next. This keeps your brain engaged. By watching actively, your brain learns real spoken English, making it easier to recall words in conversations. 9. End your day by reviewing and planning. Before going to bed, think in English. What did I do today? Write a short summary of your day in English. Plan tomorrow's English activities. What will you listen to? What will you talk about? This simple habit keeps English fresh in your mind, even while you sleep. Weekend plan, deep immersion, flexible. On weekends, you have more time, so use it for deep practice. 10. Have a full English-only day. Choose one day where you only use English for everything. Write your to-do list in English. Speak to yourself in English all day. Watch and read everything in English. This full immersion helps your brain switch into English mode, making it easier to think and speak automatically. 11. Join an online speaking group or find a partner. Practicing with real people makes a big difference. You can join a language exchange group, find an online speaking partner, participate in live Q&A sessions in English. Speaking with others helps you apply everything you've learned in real conversations. The secret to success. If you follow this daily practice plan, your brain will get used to speaking English automatically, without hesitation, without fear, and without needing to translate. Key takeaways. Practice every day, even for just 30 minutes. Think in English. Don't translate from your native language. Speak out loud. Don't just read or listen. Use real-life English. Watch, listen, and imitate native speakers. Be patient and enjoy the process. Fluency takes time, but it's achievable. Overcoming common problems in learning to speak English automatically. Learning to speak English automatically is an exciting journey, but like any learning process, it comes with challenges. Many learners face frustration, lack of confidence, or mental blocks that stop them from progressing. However, every problem has a solution. In this section, I will discuss the most common problems English learners face and how to overcome them effectively. 1. Fear of making mistakes. One of the biggest reasons learners hesitate to speak is the fear of making mistakes. They worry about grammar, pronunciation, or using the wrong words. This fear slows down their progress because they avoid speaking altogether. How to overcome it. Understand that mistakes are part of learning. No one speaks perfectly from the beginning. Even native speakers make mistakes. Shift your focus from perfection to communication. Instead of worrying about small grammar errors, focus on getting your message across. Practice speaking in a safe environment. Talk to yourself, record your voice, or join a friendly language group where mistakes are accepted. Celebrate your progress. Instead of focusing on mistakes, recognize the words and sentences you get right. Example: imagine a child learning to walk. They fall many times, but they never stop trying. They don't think, "What if I fall again?" Instead, they stand up and try again. Learning English is the same. 2. Translating instead of thinking in English. Many learners first think in their native language, translate to English in their head, and then speak. This makes the process slow and unnatural. How to overcome it. Start with simple thoughts in English. Describe what you see or what you are doing. I am drinking coffee. The sun is shining. Use English to English dictionaries. Instead of translating words, learn their meanings in English. Practice fast response exercises. Set a timer and describe an object or picture in English as quickly as possible. Surround yourself with English. The more you listen and read in English, the faster your brain will start thinking in English. Example: if you see a cat, don't think, "This is a cat." In my language, it is called puce. Instead, just think cat immediately. This small change helps you speak faster and more naturally. 3. Struggling with pronunciation. Many learners worry that their pronunciation is not clear or correct, and they feel embarrassed when speaking. How to overcome it. Listen carefully to native speakers. Pay attention to how they pronounce words and copy their style. Practice shadowing. Listen to a sentence and repeat it immediately, copying the speaker's tone and rhythm. Break down difficult words. Pronounce them slowly, then increase your speed. Record yourself speaking. Compare your pronunciation with the native speakers and note the differences. Example, if you struggle with the word comfortable, break it into smaller parts. Comfortable. Practice saying it slowly, then speed up. Over time, it will feel natural. Fourth, lack of vocabulary. Sometimes learners can't find the right words, so they pause too often or struggle to complete sentences. How to overcome it? Learn words in context, not alone. Instead of memorizing single words, learn them in phrases or sentences. Use new words in daily life. If you learn the word delicious, use it when talking about food. This pizza is delicious. Read and listen to English daily. Exposure to new words helps your brain remember them naturally. Practice paraphrasing. If you forget a word, try explaining it in different words. Example, if you forget the word fridge, you can say, the cold box where I keep my food. This way, you keep the conversation flowing instead of stopping. 5. Speaking too slowly or hesitating. Many learners speak slowly because they are unsure of their grammar or vocabulary. This makes conversations feel unnatural. How to overcome it? Practice speaking with a timer. Give yourself 30 seconds to describe something quickly. Use simple sentences. It's better to say, I went to the park. I saw a dog. Than to pause while thinking of a complex sentence. Talk about familiar topics. Speaking about things you know well helps you feel confident. Listen and repeat natural phrases. The more you practice real-life phrases, the faster you'll speak. Example, imagine a fast food worker taking orders. They don't think about every single word. They just say, would you like fries with that? Because they've repeated it many times. You need to practice English the same way. 6. No one to practice with. Some learners don't have an English-speaking environment, so they struggle to practice speaking. How to overcome it? Speak to yourself. Describe your actions throughout the day. Use voice recording apps. Record yourself and listen to your improvement. Find an online speaking partner. There are many apps where you can talk to other learners. Use AI chatbots. Some apps allow you to have text and voice conversations in English. Example, if you don't have anyone to talk to, stand in front of a mirror and say, hello, today I went to work. It was a busy day. Even this small practice helps your brain get used to thinking in English. 7. Losing motivation. Learning English takes time, and many learners feel discouraged when they don't see quick results. How to overcome it? Set small goals. Instead of, I want to be fluent, set a goal like, I will learn 5 new words today. Track your progress. Write down words you've learned and practice them regularly. Make learning fun. Watch English movies, play English games, or read interesting stories. Remember your reason for learning. Whether it's for work, travel, or personal growth, keep your goal in mind. Example, if you feel unmotivated, think about your dream job, travel destination, or the people you want to communicate with. This will remind you why learning English is important. Every problem has a solution. Every English learner faces challenges, but the most successful learners are the ones who keep going despite the difficulties. Key takeaways. Mistakes are normal. Don't be afraid of them. Think directly in English. Avoid translating. Listen, repeat, and practice pronunciation every day. Learn words in sentences to remember them better. Speak quickly and naturally. Don't worry too much about grammar. Find creative ways to practice, even if you're alone. Stay motivated by setting small goals and celebrating your progress. With consistent effort and the right strategies, you can train your brain to speak English automatically, without hesitation without fear, and with full confidence. Keep practicing, and you will see amazing results. Blast off. Final tips and encouragement. Keep moving forward on your English journey. Congratulations! You've made it this far in our journey of training your brain to speak English automatically. Learning a new language is like planting a seed. It takes time, care, and patience to grow into something strong and beautiful. You are already on the right path, and with the right mindset and daily effort, you will achieve fluency. Now, let's go over some final powerful tips and words of encouragement to help you stay motivated and continue improving your English-speaking skills. 1. Consistency is more important than perfection. One of the most common mistakes learners make is focusing too much on perfection. They worry about getting every sentence 100% correct, which slows down their progress. Instead of aiming for perfection, focus on consistent daily practice. Practice speaking every day, even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes. Don't let mistakes stop you. Treat them as learning opportunities. Keep moving forward, even if you feel like you're not improving. Example: think about professional athletes. They don't wait until they are perfect to start training. They train every single day, improving little by little. Language learning is the same. The more you practice, the better you get. 2. Surround yourself with English every day. To train your brain for automatic speaking, you need to make English a part of your daily life. The more you hear, see, and use English, the faster your brain will adapt. Listen to English podcasts while walking or doing household chores. Watch English movies or TV shows with subtitles to improve comprehension. Change your phone language to English for daily exposure. Think in English throughout the day. Describe what you see, feel, and do. Example: imagine moving to an English-speaking country. You would hear English everywhere, and your brain would automatically adjust to it. You can create this same environment for yourself right where you are. 3. Find fun and creative ways to practice. Learning English shouldn't feel like hard work all the time. The more you enjoy the process, the easier it becomes. Sing along to English songs to improve pronunciation and rhythm. Write a daily journal in English to express your thoughts freely. Play English-speaking games or interactive language apps. Join online language groups and make friends who also want to practice. Example: a friend of mine improved his English by playing video games with English-speaking players. He had to communicate with them, so he learned to speak naturally without even thinking about it. 4. Don't compare yourself to others. Every learner has a different journey. Some people learn quickly, while others need more time. That's completely normal. The most important thing is to focus on your own progress and celebrate your improvements, no matter how small. Your journey is unique. Don't worry if someone else is learning faster. Look at how far you've come, instead of how far you still have to go. Keep a positive mindset and enjoy the process. Example: if a baby compared themselves to an adult and thought, "I can't run like them, so I should stop learning to walk," that would be silly, right? You are growing and improving every day. Trust the process. 5. Set clear goals and track your progress. Having a goal gives you motivation and direction. Without a goal, you might feel lost or unmotivated. Set short-term goals, like learning 10 new words per week. Set long-term goals, like having a 10-minute conversation in English. Write down your achievements to see how much you've improved. Example: a student of mine once told me, "I don't think I'm improving." But when we looked back at their old recordings from 3 months ago, they were shocked at how much better they had become. Progress is sometimes slow, but it's always happening. 6. Believe in yourself and stay motivated. The biggest difference between learners who succeed and those who give up is self-belief. If you believe that you can speak English fluently, then you will take the necessary steps to make it happen. Remind yourself why you are learning English. Surround yourself with positivity and motivation. Don't let challenges stop you. Use them as motivation to improve. Example: think about all the things you will be able to do once you master English. Talk to international friends, travel with confidence, get better job opportunities, or even live in an English-speaking country. Your future self will thank you for not giving up today. Final words: you are capable of speaking English automatically. If you've read this far, it means you are serious about improving your English. And that's amazing. Learning to speak English automatically is not impossible. It just requires the right techniques, daily practice, and a positive mindset. You don't need to be perfect, just keep practicing. Your brain is capable of learning English naturally. The more you surround yourself with English, the faster you will improve. Believe in yourself, stay patient, and never give up. English is the key to a world full of opportunities. Keep practicing, keep growing, and soon you'll speak English effortlessly, just like a native speaker. So, what's the next step? Start practicing today. Speak out loud, listen to English, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Your English speaking skills will improve one step at a time. Keep going and never stop learning. What are your biggest challenges in learning English? Share them in the comments, and I'll be happy to help you overcome them. Let's learn together. I hope you found this podcast helpful and that you're now feeling more confident about training your brain to speak English automatically. Remember, learning English is not about being perfect. It's about consistent practice, enjoying the process, and believing in yourself. Your journey to fluency is in your hands. The more you listen, speak, and immerse yourself in English, the easier it will become. So, don't stop now. Keep going, keep learning, and keep improving. We'd love to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from today's episode? What challenges do you face in learning English? Share your thoughts, ideas, and questions in the comments. Your feedback helps us create better content for you, and who knows, your question might be the topic of our next podcast episode.